Title of the first section is write each equation in standard form and graph. First equation for the section is 6x squared plus 6y squared equals 162. It's a good idea to look at each equation and determine what type of graph it is so we know what the standard form should be. In this question we have both variables squared and they both have the same positive 6 coefficient. So this graph would be a circle graph. To make this in standard form, we have to get rid of the coefficient 6. And what we can do is divide by 6 on both sides. And that'll cancel out the coefficients. So we'll be left with x squared plus y squared. And 162 divided by 6 would be 27. And by dividing by 6, now this is in the standard form for a circle. Second part of the question is to graph. For a circle, we need the center. The center again would be the numbers next to the x and the y. There's no numbers, so the center would be 0, 0. And also for a circle, we need the radius. The radius is the numbers equal to 27, but we'll take the square root of 27. To graph this question, we can draw the xy axis. The center is 0, 0. The radius is the square root of 27, which should be a little bit more than 5. So we'll go 5 spots up and 5 spots to the right and 5 spots down and 5 spots to the left. So from the center we'll go a little bit more than 5 spots in each direction, just past 5, and connect those to make the circle. And that would be the graph for the question. Title of the last section is write each in standard form and graph. First equation and only equation for this section is x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y equals -4. Again, a good idea to put this in standard form is to first figure out what type of graph it would be. We have two variable squares, x squared and y squared. They are both positive and have the same coefficient, so this graph would be a circle. To factor this, we'd have x squared. Then we can bring the 4x next to it, and completing the square we'll add a number to that in just a minute. Afterwards we'll have y squared, and the minus 6y we can put next to that, and again we'll add a number to complete the square in just a minute. Equals -4. Completing the square on the x, again we'll take the number, divide by 2, and square it. So 4 divided by 2 would be 2, and squared would be 4. Since we add 4 to one side, we'll add 4 to the other side. And also for the y value, negative 6 divided by 2 would be negative 3, squared would be 9. And if we add 9 to one side, we'll add 9 to the other side. Factoring the x's, this would factor x squared plus 4x plus 4. That would factor to x plus 2 squared. And factoring y squared minus 6y plus 9. That would factor to y minus 3 squared. Negative 4 plus 4 would be 0. Adding 9, it would be equal to 9. And this equation would be in standard form for a circle. To graph a circle, we want to find the center. Find the center again, you can do the opposite of the numbers next to x and y, which would be negative 2 and positive 3. And also for the circle, we need the radius, which again is the number. It's equal to 9, so we'll take the square root of 9, which would be 3. Graphing the circle, we can draw the xy axis. The center would be at negative 2, positive 3. And we'll go 3 units in each direction. So 3 units up, 3 units down, 3 units to the right, and 3 units to the left. Connecting all 4 points to make a circle shape. And that will be the graph for the circle.